Okay, Hunter, this is from the 7th on Saturday. I want you to look at your shoulders during this whole session. I mean, the thing that kind of stood out to me was how high your front shoulder goes up, and I'm not sure if it's because you're leaning over or you're bending your torso. I mean, you're a lot taller than many of the guys that I work with. But your front shoulder, when you, especially on outside pitches, I notice. And I want you to watch this little shot right here. This is him hitting a pitch outside. See how far he lets it get back, so you can just imagine where the tee is, and kind of go back and look and see how that relates. And it looks like right at the very end. Now this is a outside pitch, and it needed to be a little bit deeper because you're still hitting it out pretty far out front. But in respect to where he was hitting that pitch, it was about right in there. And so, but he did not drop his backside. And you didn't on that one because I think we said something about keeping your backside up. But when you do keep your backside up, you kind of flick at it instead of really driving that hand towards the second baseman and really pushing that direction. If you go back and look at Nick Swisher on an outside pitch, he is really driving his hand towards the second baseman without dipping his backside. And so you hit that one, and I remember that one went towards the shortstop. It's like when you swing hard, you kind of hit the outside half, and then when and it's more or less just working on keeping your hands inside and then extending towards the ball. So anyway, we worked on that. I'll show you another couple of. This drill right here is to keep your hands inside. Now this is more of an inside pitch, which you handle real well. And you don't really tilt your shoulders that much on an inside pitch, but on an outside pitch, you really tilt your back shoulder, almost like you're trying to do something a little different. Inside pitch, it's not as noticeable. Here again is a much deeper outside pitch. You can see how far you let this one get. It was a little bit high of a pitch, but you can still see how high it was. I mean, how deep it got. And that's what he's doing. He's working on keeping his front shoulder, his back shoulder up, and still driving through that outside pitch. I know that I wanted to show this last frame here, this last swing, and just to get some extension with that. Here's just a couple of more. And then we went to live arm with then we went to live arm where it's just normal. And one thing I noticed, you do keep your hands pretty close there, but when you load, you do not let your hands go back very far. And I'll show you a comparison with Austin. You're about the same height, but you can see not so much I'm not worried about here, but I'm just talking about when the heel hits the ground here. Look how far your arm is away from your deltoid. It's not bad. I mean, you look at these two comparisons and these swings, and they're pretty consistent with one another. You may have just a little bit more of a tilt back, which can cause you to be a little bit off balance. Now here's a comparative swing of you hitting a ball deep in the with a tee and then live arm, but still the short arm drill. So I want you to look back at this video, and we'll get back together next weekend.